Today we're going to be talking about the BT11 updated Minervamon with the new addition of the next form, Mervamon. Starting off with the babies, we have 4 copies of Minervamon. This is an on deletion, draw 1, trash 1. We like to draw cards, we like to trash cards. Moving to the rookies, we have 4 copies of Gabumon from BT2. This is on deletion, draw 2, trash 1 from your hand. Really good for recycling pieces we don't need and drawing our pieces so we can go into our Servicemon combo. 3 copies of the new Spice, Ignitemon from BT11. When you attack, by deleting one of your other Digimon, you can delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with a level less than or equal to the deleted Digimon's level. So Ignitemon is really good for getting rid of big threats, big bodies, even triggering our own deletion effects to combo into our loop even more. It also has a great inheritable where all turns you can gain a memory if you play a Digimon by an effect, so that's really good on all turns. Super clutch. Next up, we have 3 copies of Psychmon. In our current format, we're gonna need on-play cost blockers. Psychmon has never been more important in a deck before. X-Cross matchups are gonna be insane. You really want your opponent to pass turn and not be able to manipulate really low cost memory, dropping down big threats on their board. Also dodging Death X. Psychmon's perfect for the job. Our last rookie is going to be 1 copy of Dracmon from the starter deck 6. On play, you can return 1 purple option card with a cost of 1 or 7 from your trash to your hand, recycling option cards we might need later. So just that 1 copy of Dracmon is nice. Moving on, we have 3 copies of classic jamming scatter mode, draw 3, trash 2. Combos insanely well with the inheritable of the Gabumon from BT2 and your Mervamon egg. Reason being we run scatter mode is because we need to draw our pieces as quick as possible, so you have to play scatter mode. It's also a 4 play cost, so dropping this for 4 is really good as well. Then we have 2 copies of Devimon from starter deck 6. This is a blocker. It's also a 1 evo. That's what we really care for because we're just trying to turbo up into our Servicemon. Also, having blockers in this deck is going to be essential. And then we have 3 copies of Dark Lizardmon. This card has retaliation. It's got an on deletion, draw 1, trash 1, so it's like a little mini scatter mode if you combo this with the Gabumon and the Mervamon. So you can look at it as 3 copies of a little mini scatter mode. It plays into the retaliation effect coming from the new Mervamons. And then we play 1 copy of Ginkaku Promote. We utilize the rush effect because we can drop a 3 cost rookie and we can evo on top of it for a cost of 2, swinging for a game if we have that 5 memory threshold. Playing Promote from trash, swing for game, rush if it's still your turn. We have ways to summon Promote, we can do that. Our last champion is going to be 1 copy of the regular Eismon. If you have an Eismon scatter mode in the trash, you can play this card. When you were to trash it, you could play it to the field instead. It's a busted card. Being able to play a free body by just trashing it, having the scatter mode piece in there, is really good synergy. Also, you can evolve on top of this with a Promote for a cost of 1. We also have a Cerberus package to even pop Rush for game as well. Our level 5 lineup is really simple. We have 4 copies of Servicemon from BT4. This is on deletion, draw 2, trash 1. Again, we're just going to be drawing and trashing cards in this deck. And we have 4 copies of Servicemon Werewolf mode. This has Rush and it has an on play. We can delete one of our Servicemons to gain 9 memory. This is the whole loop strategy where you manipulate memory when you stack up into the regular Servicemon, and then you pop your Servicemon to gain that 9 memory. Having Rush, swinging, very aggressive at your opponent. Choosing to do that if you have the 3 memory threshold, evolving on top of this into the Minervamon, and then playing an option card that we'll talk about a little bit later. Next, we run 1 copy of Loosemon Chaos mode. We're going to be utilizing the on-play effect because we're going to be able to play level 5s from this deck very easily with the Minervamon loop combo to get rid of a big level 6 body or even popping one of our opponent's Tamers. And then moving on to the level 6s, we have 4 copies of the Spice herself. We have Minervamon from BT10. It has retaliation by default. When an opponent plays a Digimon, you may play 1 level 4 or lower purple Digimon from your trash without paying the memory cost. Anything our opponent wants to slap on the board, Minervamon's going to answer right back to that, so we can surround our board. Plus she has retaliation if somebody wants to swing at us unsuspended, so Minervamon just being on the board is a really big threat, and we do like that. Her on deletion is why this whole loop actually works, is if your opponent has 2 or fewer Digimon in play, you may play 1 purple level 5 or lower Digimon, or 1 Mervamon from your trash without paying the memory cost. That second part, Mervamon, actually will apply this deck profile. Moving on, we have 2 copies of the new Mervamon. When you would play this card, you may also place cards from your trash in its Digivolution cards for an X-Cross. When you tuck in the Ignitemon in our rookie lineup, we can just grab that from the trash, tuck this right underneath our Mervamon. If we X-Cross, we're allowed to play 2 level 4 or lowers. If we evolved into this, we only can play 1 level 4. Also, she has a great all turns effect. All of your Digimon with Retaliation or X-Cross Heart in their traits gain Rush and Blocker. So our Ignitemons and our Dark Lizardmons actually get Rush and Blocker. Also to note, when we tuck in our Ignitemon, X-Cross effect happens before actually playing the Digimon by the effect. So Mervamon is actually an X-Cross of a 7-drop, so your opponent is definitely going to want some on-play cost blockers because Mervamon is a big threat. Moving on to our 1 level 7, we do play the 1 Death X-Mon. It is essential. De-Digivolve all of your opponent's Digimon, then delete all of your opponent's Digimon with level 4 or lower. So it's pretty much just board wiping. Also hard playing this if your opponent has a bunch of Tamers set out, Digimon, and no on-play cost blockers. Death X, it's your time to shine. You can play him literally for free if your opponent just has that many Digimon and Tamers on the field. And then at the end of your opponent's turn, you delete all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. Moving on to our option cards, we have 4 copies of Revive from Darkness. Its main, delete one of your purple Digimon, then you can play one of your level 5 or lower purple Digimon from your trash without paying the cost. So the combo with Revive from Darkness is that you play this card for a memory of 4 by your opponent having 2 or fewer Digimon in play. By playing this 4-cost option card, you would pass your opponent to 4 memory. Once she is deleted, you use Revive from Darkness's effect. Once Minervamon is deleted, you would play the Cerberusmon, and then you would play a Cerberusmon Werewolf mode from Minervamon's effect, which would pop Cerberusmon immediately because it's triggering 2 level 5s to play on the board at the same time. So it's synergized to just gain 9 memory, do all your deletion effects, and look, you're just at 5 memory with a level 5 that has a rush that you can swing into your opponent's security getting aggressive, or you can play another Minervamon Evo on top of that Cerberusmon and gain 9 memory and rinse and repeat as long as you have the Revive from Darkness in hand. We also use Revive from Darkness if we want to play a Mervamon from the trash as well. That would trigger that X-Cross ability. You can surround the board with so much more bodies with Mervamon. Next up, we have 2 copies of Jack Raid. We're gonna have 10 cards in the trash in no time, so Jack Raid, gain a memory for every 10 cards in your trash. Is just really nice. Also, the security effect is insane. You gain 2 memory if your opponent swings in security. Then we have 1 copy of Calling from Darkness. You can delete one of your Digimon, then return up to 2 purple Digimon cards from your trash to your hand. Then we have 1 copy of Deathclaw. This is really good for just outing some of those floodgates that are going to mess us up. Moving on to the Tamers, we have 3 copies of Analog Youth. Analog Youth is really good because it's a 2-drop and you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You can add 1 Digimon card among them to your hand. All turns, when your level 5 or higher Digimon with Digivolution cards is deleted, you tap this Tamer, gain a memory, and hatch an egg. So it's actually really good if you're popping your own Cerberusmon with a Cerberusmon Werewolf mode by just hard playing that for 9, gaining the 9 memory back, even tapping Analog Youth, therefore even like gaining 10 memory. Analog Youth is good for that. Also hatching an egg, already getting set up for your next turn in the raising and the back is just so much more aggression. And then to round up the deck, we have 2 copies of Matt Ishida. This is a 2 to 3 memory setter, and on play we return 1 purple Digimon or a purple option card to our hand. If we need to grab a purple option from our trash or a Digimon that we trashed earlier. That's gonna do it for the deck profile. Hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section below if you're playing Mervamon Loop. I'm just gonna call it Merva Loop. Hope y'all are enjoying this BT11 deck profile journey with us. We will see you in the next video. Take care. Laters.